Same here, yeah.
Mix them all up and put them in my cereal in the morning.
You eat watermelon too. Kristen
watermelon, peaches, you name it. Whenever it's this time of the year. I mean, that's
yeah,
my fridge is full of fruits. You have to indulge. So good. Hey, check out this fire. So it's kind of crazy. Brush fires are popping up everywhere, and not just in our area either, but this is the latest look from the brush fire up near Vancouver, and it looks like they're really getting a good handle on it. It was kind of scary because right when this happened, the winds really started picking up, gusting between 20 and 25 miles an hour up in that direction, and that is usually not a good thing when it comes to these fires because it can start blowing those fires out of place, and it makes it harder for the firefighters. But kudos to them. They're doing a very good job out there of containing that. So that's live pictures again of that brush fire that was burning near homes up in Vancouver. And of course, we had several brush fires popping up today near Portland. You know, they're battling brush fires down in California right now, just outside of LA. There was one that popped up outside of Salem, and then up in Washington, up near Tacoma, there's a brush fire happening right now. So it's really crazy that all this stuff is just happening in this day. It seems like we've just been talking about it. So please be careful out there. We all know what the drought situation is like. And then, of course, these winds have really started picking up, especially in the metro area and up into southwest Washington. And it's going to stay pretty breezy for the next couple of hours. So winds between 21 and 25 miles an hour right now. It all started along the coast, and then it just picked up and moved in from there. In fact, take a look at this time lapse from Portland, and you can see how we had the sunshine going earlier this afternoon. But right when those winds kicked in, you can see those clouds starting to push in too, and eventually we're going to see some of those lower clouds moving in, and this time they're going to be a little bit tougher to clear out of here, so that means a slightly cooler day for tomorrow. But for now, we're in the 80s and we're in the low 80s, so it's not really too tough to handle. 82 degrees right now, our high so far today at 83, and of course the winds do continue, and it will be breezy through 7 o'clock. Upper 70s by 7 p.m. Winds out of the northwest between 15 and 20. Occasionally, we may see a gust between 25 and 30 miles an hour. Once we get through about 7 to 8 o'clock and that sun sets, we're going to be looking at those winds starting to taper off a little bit. So 10 to 20 by 10 o'clock, and then by 11 o'clock continuing to slow down. But we will have a steady breeze through the overnight. It should make things feel very comfortable inside the home. If you want to open up those windows, it should be a nice one back down into the upper 50s. Meanwhile, through the gorge, it's been a very windy day. You can see the whitecaps there out along the Columbia, and earlier some windsurfers. I think I saw more activity out there over the past couple of days where that breeze was kind of just right. Well, today we've had very gusty conditions, and they're going to get even stronger tomorrow. So probably leaving most of the action there through the gorge to the pros with those winds really picking up. Stiller Vineyards here, you can see a beautiful day, a lot of sunshine mixing in with some of those high clouds. Should be a picture perfect sunset later on this evening. And then for the coast, from Astoria down to Lincoln City, we cleared those clouds out from the morning, and we had a beautiful day, especially down in Lincoln City. Temperatures there were up near 70 degrees earlier today. As far as the rain goes, east of the Cascades have been tracking showers and thunderstorms just about every afternoon for the past few days. Well, that slowed down, so things continue to be very quiet out there, but we did get some beneficial rain. This is a look at some of the rain totals, and in a very good area that needed it. So south of Dayville, we had this wildfire, the biggest one burning in Oregon, and it was up to almost 30,000 acres. Well, thanks to this rain that we have received, it really helped things out, and we had lightning, and thankfully it doesn't seem like that caused any problems either. So very beneficial rain. We picked up between 2/10 to almost half an inch there. We better relish that because it's going to be a while before we see any more rain pop back up east of the Cascades, and really anywhere for that matter. Hour by hour forecast now. So continuing through the evening, temperatures drop to the 60s. It'll be cool at times after the sun sets, especially with that breeze. And then we get into the overnight and the clouds start to push on through. We will get a stronger push from that cloud cover for tomorrow, so that means it'll be a little bit cooler for most of that morning. It's been in the 60s, that's in the morning, and then by 1 o'clock we're just now getting into the 70s. We may even see a sprinkler or two along the coast, and then we get into the afternoon and we're back to the sunshine, but because of that delay in the warm-up, highs tomorrow mainly in the mid to upper 70s, so a little cooler for us, and then it's time to talk about that heat again. So we're into Friday, we're starting off in the 50s, and then we get into Friday afternoon and we're talking highs back into the low to mid 80s, and don't worry, those 90s return for the weekend, so it's going to turn hot around here. Your forecast for the coast, upper 60s tomorrow, gradual clearing through the afternoon. I-5, upper 70s, some spots down south trying to hit the low 80s. Central and eastern Oregon, back to the low to mid 80s, and a dry day with more sunshine. Cascades, temperatures in the 60s, more sunshine for you, and those winds picking back up through the gorge, staying breezy, 20 to even 40 miles an hour at times, especially out towards the Dalles. We start to heat things up this weekend, so the next couple of days not too bad, but low 90s Saturday and Sunday. It's back to the heat, and then we slowly try to cool things back off again a bit next week.
You said that 78 there might be a little optimistic too. You think it could
At
be
the end,
warmer?
yeah, not tomorrow. I think tomorrow will be good, but next week is a little tricky trying to figure out when that heat starts to really move away, and so it may happen a little bit later than Wednesday. Fingers crossed it happens.
Yeah.
You know, those 90s will be a little tough to handle this weekend, but eventually we'll get there.
You know how nice it was to feel a breeze today? I thought, I haven't felt this in a while.
Yeah,
It's pretty nice.
It's been, this
really
whole
nice
week
out.
has really just been
Pretty
pretty beautiful.